Welcome to 100 Yards of Football. If you like the video today, please come in and share it. We'll surely appreciate it here on 100 Yards of Football. I'm your host, Vincent Turner, and I'd like to give special thanks to my Medusa, who's making it happen this morning, Mr. Jeremiah Long. So if you like the video today, please come in and share it. And today's video is on NFL legend, Mr. Harold Carmichael, by way of the Philadelphia Eagles and Southern University. When you're talking about a gentleman as class, who had tremendous size at the wide receiver position and probably one of the greatest football players in the Philadelphia Eagles organization, you got to mention Harold Carmichael. At 6'7", 225 pounds, I consider him the Hakeem Olajuwon of the National Football League in the 70s. A guy that had a lot of skills and had a lot of ability and was very athletic to play outside in the 70s at the wide receiver position out of Raines High School in Jacksonville, Florida. And I want to show you a list of all the great football players that came out of that high school. Ken Burrow, that played in the National Football League. Greg Coleman, that played in the National Football League. Vince Coleman, that played with the St. Louis Cardinals. Brian Dawkins, Derek Gaffney, Terry LeCount, Patrick Sapp, Lito Shepard, Rod Gardner, Ron Lewis, and Sean Jefferson. So what I'm thinking about is right now at this present time, that water at Raines High School had to be really, really good to produce all those great football players that's played on a level that a lot of people would dream of. And Mr. Harold Carmichael set the tone. Then he went to Southern University, was all SWAC first team in 1970. But think about this tidbit. He went to Southern University on a basketball scholarship. But what impressed me most about his abilities in his time at Southern University, look at all the great athletes he played on the football team with. Mel Blount, Hall of Famer. Al Beauchamp. Ken Ellis of the Green Bay Packers. Jim Osborne of the Chicago Bears. Butch Robinson of the LA Rams. Donnell Smith. Lou Porter. There was some bad people at Southern University that played on that football team. But look at what Mr. Harold Carmichael did with his awards and achievements. Pro Football Hall of Famer in 2020. Four-time Pro Bowler in the National Football League. First time, as I mentioned, all SWAC, 1980. The Black College Football Hall of Fame. NFL Man of the Year. In his career stats, 590 receptions. 8,995 yards and 79 touchdowns. And his quarterback that he played with the Philadelphia Eagles, Ron Dorowski, said he was the best football player he's played with in his whole career. And think about Mr. Carmichael's skill set. His catch radius, A+. Overpowering with his size as a receiver, A+. Understanding the game as a receiver, A+. His hands were off the charts as a receiver, A+. Exceptional talent as a receiver, A+. Character as a football player, A+. Leadership as a player, A+. Productive as a player, A+. As I just mentioned, to have 8,995 yards during the 70s as a receiver, you got to be very productive because back then it was playing run the game, run the football. It wasn't talking about throwing no football as they do in the day 40, 45 times a game. Coverage recognition as a receiver, A+. Ball reaction as a receiver, A+. The gentleman you're seeing on the screen was a special football player this size. And one of the greatest football players I just mentioned that played in the Philadelphia Eagles organization, but not also one of the greatest players that played in the SWAC conference during the late 60s and early 70s. My hat's off to Mr. Harold Carmichael of Raines High School out of Jacksonville, Florida, to the SWAC conference, to the HBCU. Be very proud of this young man here on 100 Yards of Football. If you like the video, please come in and share it. I've been your host, Vincent Turner, and special thanks to my producer, the very talented Mr. Jeremiah Long. Y'all be blessed here on 100 Yards of Football.